And we are back into the TechLounge studio here at CeBIT 2015 in Hall 2. And I'm glad to have you over here, Christian Morales, Vice President Intel EMEA. Christian, we just met a week ago.
Guten Morgen. Yes, it was a week ago in Barcelona for the Mobile World Congress. Absolutely.
Our studio was a little bit smaller over there. Now we have a huge one over here at this booth, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, no, the booth is very nice. It's very busy here this morning. A lot of people around, a lot of, and all generations are here this morning, from the very techies, the gigs, and people asking very, 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 I will say, great questions on technologies and the trends and the internet economy. There was a great opening last night from Professor Angela Merkel, Dr. Angela Merkel, Jack Ma, Vice Premier from China, about the D-economy, which is the digital economy, which was really great, and very pleased to be here this morning, yes.
Yeah, the audience is a little bit different over here when we compare this, for example, to Mobile World Congress. Like you said, you have all kinds of different, from all ages, and the booth is so busy. And I mean, you have so many displays over here, especially with all your OEM partners. So what you're showcasing basically is about the theme of CeBIT, the digital economy.
Well, yeah, Barcelona was a lot about the digital devices, mobility, ultra mobility, the smartphones, tablets, the new two-in-ones, thin and light notebooks, infrastructure for telecommunications, the end-to-end approach on, from the smallest devices to the most complex data centers, the private, the public cloud. And here is more about the enterprise. It's more focused on the enterprise. So you can see a lot of solutions here that medium-sized businesses, small-sized businesses, large enterprise can be using for their company to become more efficient and be better connected end-to-end from their suppliers to their customers.
The difference, of course, with Mobile World Congress, this is a mobile-themed show. And therefore also, we've been talking a lot about wireless technologies. Well, I've been writing an article for the Intel magazine, for the German one right now, where I'm actually talking about how you guys basically changed my life, especially when the first Centrino came out and it was featuring, or it brought Wi-Fi to a laptop. And we were talking about this, can you imagine a scene where people are taking their laptop to a Starbucks and they're looking for the Ethernet cables? Right? We got so used to this, but you really basically defined the market back in, I think it was 2003, 2004 when the Centrino came out.
Second half of 2003, and the 3 previous years I was based in Asia, in Hong Kong. I was in charge of Asia for Intel. And I remember exactly what you said. You will have to look for the Ethernet cable, and when you will go from one meeting room to another one, many times you will have to reset the computer. Because it wouldn't recognize the cable otherwise. And then we launched the Centrino mobile technology. Germany became the first country in the world in the 4th quarter of 2005, so a year and a half after the launch, where more mobile devices were shipped to the marketplace than desktops. And this was thanks to one of those cables that was not needed anymore, which is the one for communication. Now, we're looking at taking all the other cables away. So when you go to a meeting room now, you still need to connect to the projector. And many times it's a problem. So this one with wide-eye and pro-wide-eye, we can take it off now. And then you are also looking, obviously, for other cables, which are the ones to charge your devices. And now with the new technologies that we are working with the ecosystem to deploy this in the world, you will be able, in the places where it is equipped with, to go there and recharge your mobile device without cables and without the battery charger.
So it's basically, I mean, this kind of technology that no one is even actually recognizing as a technology anymore. Because for us, a laptop, of course, has the capability to connect to a network wirelessly. No one would have. I remember my very first laptop that could connect to a Wi-Fi had to use a PCM CIA card that I had to squeeze in there from the side. But now, you know what? It's just a given. Yeah, when we're buying a new laptop, we love to. It is just so normal for us to connect to a Wi-Fi network. When it comes, like you said, when it comes to displays, when it comes to charging, we still have this kind of obstacle in between us and the source or the destination when it comes to another display, or the source of power when it comes to charging. But you guys are working on this, and you want to make sure that this will be also a kind of seamless and obstacle-free experience.
Yeah, and with the new technologies, the fact you can have longer battery lives, you have the fact you have a much better energy efficiency, and you will have this across all devices, from the laptops to the smartphones to the Internet of Things to the wearables.
Yeah.
You're going to see those watches and all those devices that are being introduced right now, and this is going to improve the experience of the people big times.
It's interesting. I saw actually Ikea is already working on tables with chargers in there. So, and I think each and every surface should be capable of recharging the devices that I'm putting on them.
Yeah, furniture manufacturers, hotel chains, retail stores chains, they are working on improving this experience to their customers and people who come there to have to purchase their products or just have look at products and look at solutions and experiences. And they want them to be in an environment where they can be connected, where they can recharge their devices if needed, without cables. And this is going to be a big inflection point in the way we use devices in the future.
I think it was during IDF last year or the year before. You've been already showing use cases, and the technology of wireless charging that Intel is working on is even capable of going through like a plate of wood, like a 2-inch thick plate of wood. So it's really getting there. It's happening.
Yeah, it's getting there, and we are talking at the same time of devices with great improvements in graphics, great improvements in the interface with them. So thanks to the RealSense camera, for example, where the gesture is recognized, where you can use new packages of software now from Intel Security, like TrueKey, where you won't even have to type your password. So we're just going into this very natural, like I don't need to check your passport to know who you are, Sasha. Right. I know you because I know you. And the devices will recognize you this same way. And it's going to be just a wireless, no password kind of environment with this great 3D environment, great graphics, natural interfaces with the devices.
Isn't it just a way to make not only technology and computing ubiquitous, but also kind of invisible for us? By we're getting rid of cables when it comes to the internet connection, to a display connection, to charge, but also the way I'm going to identify myself, that I don't need to have all these documents on me constantly. Making technology available without having this obstacle of having additional devices with me so that I can just use it right away.
Well, last night in the opening of CeBIT, Dr. Angela Merkel, she talked about this the economy, so the digital economy, and how much this digitalization of the economy is changing the way we work and learn and play and so on and so forth and interact with each other. And then Jack Ma, when he did his part, he also showed a transaction where he will be recognized by his device, and he wouldn't have to type any number or any password in there because he will just be recognized. And this is just a very different experience, and it will make it much smoother, to do interactions and be interconnected around the world and exchange and cooperate and transact or do whatever we like to do on the internet.
To work in a company like Intel that has this huge history of really changing the world of silicon and of chips and of way of computing power, the way we're using it right now, it must be so exciting for you, especially in the last 2 years when this huge transition over to the mobile market came. And now we've been constantly talking about the Internet of Things, which basically somehow also brings Intel back to the roots because, I mean, you started with embedded systems. So this must be, I mean, everything is just, this development and how it's evolving, it is just happening so quickly.
Yeah, what we saw with the embedded design, for example, we started in this like 35 years ago. I started in the automotive at that time, and all the applications will be standalone, but they will be absolutely isolated by themselves. Now they're connected to the cloud, which means that everything is interconnected, and you have this machine-to-machine communication and dialogue that works on solving problems or automatizing tasks, and then it gets to you when you need to have access to the information, to the analytics or whatsoever. You don't need to be watching and kind of monitoring all those different applications, if you wish. They are done in the machine-to-machine automated way, and then you only intervene and interact when you like to do it.
Well, you've been talking about M2M communication, of course, very, very important. But you said you actually have an automotive background. And we even have a little, so if you guys want to check this out here at the Intel booth, it's a demo from BMW, and they're just showcasing how technology is really getting into the car and how we're going to interact with it in the future. But this is also something that Intel is really working on.
Absolutely, and the car is becoming a very a mobile device, but big data mobile device, where you need all those technology possibilities to be put together from the cloud to all the devices that compute inside the car, so that anything from security to connectivity to monitoring to remote management and so on and so forth is well coordinated.
It's an interesting story because last year we've had Eberhard Kaus, he's the head of the development for Mercedes-Benz for the automated autonomous car. So, and we've been talking about this because Mercedes also has a long history of they're doing this since the early 90s. That was the very first self-driving car, Project Prometheus. So we've been talking about the technology in the car, and I've asked him, okay, now let's really talk about the specification. What did you do to the car? And I said, oh, well, we went to our local computer shop, bought 3 Core i7 PCs and got them into the trunk, right? And I called Christian Lamprechter right away. I said, guys, you really need to exchange business cards. You need to talk, that you can just work closer together. It's quite interesting to see how the automotive industry, how their engineering works and what they're doing with technology. It's merging together with the IT scene and the IT ecosystem. And you guys, especially what you're doing now, whether it's Edison or whatever, gives them so many opportunities to get processing power into mobile products or in such platforms.
Yeah, if you look at driver assistance and all the things you can do, imagine you have some tenths of second of misattention or whatever, and there is a slowdown in front of you. The technology will help you deal with this. You can have health monitoring if you are in a situation or you have some health potential issues that you want to make sure you don't have problems when you're driving. So all those functions will be integrated in that environment going forward, and this is what the technology allows you to do.
In general, this should be the goal for the overall industry, right? Just to make sure that we are lowering the rate of casualties that in our traffic systems, when it comes to cars or in public transport systems, by technology. I mean, it's already getting better from year to year, but I think technology can really, really be very, very crucial for this.
Yeah, the technology is, we should have, I think, a zero casualty environment with the technology well integrated in the car and using all the possibilities of those solutions, plus the connection to the cloud, plus the monitoring, plus the being guided when you want to go from one point to another one. Use the best ways to go from one place to another one. Be faster in going and finding a parking slot. Having a better environment in the smart city concept, and there is now a lot of solutions in the smart cities if you wish, but we still have to put all of this together and coordinate it. And the car is a big part of it. Transportation is a big part of it. As a trains, bicycles. We are talking about i-bicycles now also. So all of this is going to be integrated, and it's going to be integrated for a better experience for the human beings and making the city better for people to live in.
That's what we actually saw also at your MWC booth. We had a bike over there that was using, I think it was based on Edison.
It was on Edison, yes.
And there was a connection, the rider could just have it in the helmet.
Yes.
And so you could kind of communicate with your bike, and you could use the processing power of your bike just to get additional information. That's amazing.
Absolutely. You could use this as a much better mean of communicating with your bike, but also with your environment.
You know, I think it's absolutely fascinating that the things that I saw as a kid in science fiction movies, that they just got developed, right? And it's getting more and more. We can see the future of our societies and of our cities and of our environments really happening and just really unfolding in a way that we saw it like 30 or 40 years ago in science fiction movies. And Intel is definitely one of the drivers. Thank you so much, Christian, for joining us again. We're going to have a little gap. Oh, it's this camera. Wir haben jetzt eine kleine Pause, und zwar 5 Minuten. Jetzt schaffen wir das auch mit dem Einspieler von der Nicole. Wir hatten gerade ein kleines technisches Problem. Die schaut sich jetzt den neuen Toshiba Z20T an, und dann sind wir zurück mit dem Kashi, unter anderem Vertreter von der CeBIT, und reden generell so ein bisschen über die Neupositionierung der CeBIT und wie erfolgreich es abläuft. Bis gleich.